Hi everyone, this is Dr. Sarala. Welcome to Millet Magic.
Jai Swami Jared, and a very good evening to every one of us. And also, I would like to share that today is a Global Forgiveness Day. August 2nd was announced by another visionary. So it's a very nice day to have this kind of an event. It is truly heartwarming to see many of you gathered here this evening, each one of you expressing a sincere interest in understanding a vital connection between food and health. In Indian philosophy, food has always been held as a sacred place. The saying, as your food, so is your mind, reminds us of the profound impact our diet has on our thoughts, well-being, and overall health. Today, we are deeply honored to have with us Dr. Khadar Vali, a renowned food and nutrition scientist who will be guiding us on the path of eating right food, and living healthy. Dr. Khader is widely respected for his groundbreaking work in reviving traditional food wisdom, especially millet. In recognition of his contribution, he has been awarded Padma Shri in 2023, the International Year of Millets, as well as the BRICS CCI Agriculture Visionary Award. Dr. Khader hails from Kadapa district in Andhra Pradesh, and so a lot of South Indians are known to him. And I said, how can Gujaratis be behind? So we have to find out who he is and what does he do. So anyway, coming to him, he comes from Kadapa district in Andhra Pradesh and now resides in Mysore. His academic journey includes an MSc from Regional College of Education, a PhD in steroids from Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, and a postdoctoral fellowship in environmental science in Beaverton, Oregon. He also worked as a food scientist at the Central Food Technology Research Institute in Mysore, and later in several divisions of DuPont in Wilmington, Delaware, USA, before returning back to India in 1997. Since then, he has dedicated over 25 years to reviving and promoting the 5 Sri Dhanya millets. Through his extensive work and personal experimentation, he discovered their powerful healing potential, even for chronic and lifestyle disease. His holistic approach has helped countless people manage and reverse conditions like diabetes, hypertension, thyroid imbalances, PCOD, cholesterol, and many more diseases. He is also a visionary behind Kadu Krushi, a jungle farming, a method that reconnects us with the earth and supports sustainable agriculture. Let us all extend a warm and enthusiastic round of applause to welcome Dr. Khadar Vali.
Till recently, that is Galileo, Copernicus, all this Western world thought Earth is flat. They tried to do something to these fellows. Here we are now, following these people all over the world. Whatever these guys have, these theories are construed as science. And sadly, the whole world is following these guys. The result is where we are now, today. Human race has lost its direction. The ship is sinking. We need to correct course. We have no sustainability. We have no sovereignty. We have no health. In the name of science, what all the human race has managed is patents, and the rights of the seeds of the farmers has been stolen by the so-called elite scientists. And we parade ourselves, we are scientists. The information the knowledge that you collect should be free, shared with everyone. No, we have copyrights, we have all this megama. A design to make the human race sick. A design to rob the natural resources, a design to eliminate the biodiversity, a design not to know where we are going. This is the present situation of human race. Approximately, I believe, 5% of kids are born with mentally retarded issues, 5% physically disabled, 5% hole in the heart, 5% type 1 diabetes, 5% ADHD, the remaining 5% do not know whether they are girls or boys. I have told 5% almost 8 times. 40% of the dysfunctional kids we have. The simple reason is human race in the last 50 years has been building IVF centers for themselves. The birth rate is going down. But the narratives have been built that, oh, populations are ballooning. We need food, security, so let's do technological advances, create food. In that, they centralize the systems. Now we don't have food in the world, we have industrial food in the world. 1,600 million tons of soybean, 1,600 million tons of genetically modified sweet corn mixed together makes animal feed. 92 billion pigs are slaughtered every year. 2,000 billion chicken, I guess. I lost count. And 400 billion cows and bovine systems are slaughtered every year. To make that humongous artificial food, we are growing this soybean and sweet corn. And we have no questions to ask. No one asked a question. Is this right? The herbicide that we are using for soybean is finding itself in the eggs of penguin. Carcinogenic Penguins are born from these eggs. And all the scientists in the world have nothing to do with this. Okay, Dr. Khader, are you not stupid enough to say that there is an egg which is carcinogenic in the South Pole somewhere? When we have the girls of the world now are menstruating at the age below 10 average, which should have been 16 or 15. And the collateral damage is all the women have hair on their lips. Hey, no problem, doctor, we have beauty parlors. You can laugh, but you will not. Because I am not a stand-up comedian. This is the sad story of human race. We have not asked a question. Why is that we have girls menstruating? In fact, in our clinic this last before month, 3-year-old girl menstruation. In fact, my journey started when I came to Portland, Oregon in 1986 or 87, I don't know, long back. First thing I met a small girl of 6 years age with hemorrhage not being stopped despite using steroids. So 3 days of pondering over it clearly told me that it is the white revolution, that the mothers of the Western continent did not want to feed their babies for some reason. So they invented this IVF fed cows, no bulls, calves are born, milk is sucked through machines, and then you have milk, complete food, and all mothers started feeding the babies. And cow, for whom does the milk? For whom? For your babies? We need to ask the question. Your babies, you are getting the milk. Is it right? No one, leave alone the scientists, no religious leaders. I'm not talking about Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, all religious leaders put together. No one asked the question, why the hell are you torturing that cow? And that milk doesn't belong to be in our mouths or in our baby's mouths. Why baby's mouth? It's very good for you. Everyone started drinking milk. Lo and behold, hormonal imbalance, because the steroidal balance of cow's milk is meant for the growth of that particular calf, which grows this big in 6 months, and your baby grows this much. And the direct result of it is the same IVF technology has to be used to the human race. I just had a trip in England last month, from Lancaster to London, north to south. I was traveling around 10-15 lectures we gave. I had to look for English fellows. There are no English fellows. 5%, 10%. We came through Frankfurt to Houston. Almost no German is seen there. No. So the European countries have already evaporated. The sperm count is not there. Even if something is there, they're all unhealthy sperms. Worms, PCOD, endometriosis. This is the result of the food that we have adopted in the last 40-50 years, which is industrial. There is no food. And we have no questions to ask. It's okay if they are disturbing themselves. But then they've exported these technologies in the name of science, progress, and all the other countries on this planet have adapted. We are eating the rice and wheat, which are C3 grasses, which suit the fertilizers, pesticides, water guzzlers, and no scientist asked, why are we using these water guzzlers as food materials? And because they are C3 grasses, when you consume these grains, no regulation of glucose release into your bloodstream. Homeostasis of the blood depends on the amount of glucose dissolved in your blood. Basic biochemical principle, biochemistry. So what it means is the last but one product is sugar, releases glucose into your bloodstream. And if it is not done in a regulated fashion, you are flooding your blood with glucose, hence disturbing the balance. That is what is called homeostasis. And every biochemist, just basic one, if you disturb your homeostasis, your blood is not going to be functioning the way it is supposed to function. Say 5 grams of glucose in 5 liters of your bloodstream is the right. Now, after the human race started eating rice, wheat, as if that is not enough, direct consumption of sugar. We're making 140 lakh tons of sugar every year. And all the experts in the world have no single warning. Sugar, human race should not be putting in their mouths even 1 milligram, because it's against the principle. That is the penultimate product our digestive system has to make and then pump into the blood. Here you are, early morning, sugar. I just went to Gujarat. Morning breakfast, half kilo jalebi. Okay, I thought jalebi they are eating for breakfast. I was waiting for lunch. And kadhi, which is very sweet. They call it kadhi, sweet. Everywhere sugar. It's not Gujaratis and Americans, you made a donut and syrup of the thing. They are just floating themselves. Can you believe this? It is happening? And we have biochemists all over the world and MD, MS doctors. No doctor says, don't eat this. That's when I started getting down. Do something wrong here. You give your babies milk, you have the problem, no doctor is asking why this is happening. That's when I said, oh, something seriously wrong with this so-called developed world. It's okay if they are wrong, they are misleading the whole planet. So much so that water guzzlers, natural resource being plundered for the food that we have been asked, rather made to eat. So what were we eating before? No research. All over the world, planet, C4 grasses do grow. And there are more than 6,000 to 8,000 varieties of C4 grasses which grow without the need of water, because they have been blessed with aquifying microbes under their grass blades. They can absorb water from the atmosphere even if you have 40 to 50% humidity, let alone rain. The grass grows, the grains form. The grains because of lack of water. And this is the design of God. Without water, the grain is formed. So the C4 grasses, the photosynthesis, bear with me, I'm giving a little more science which many people may not be aware, but this is very important for you to understand that the grains of millets are the result of C4 photosynthesis where the water guzzling nature is short circuited and you can make the grain because of this waterless condition when the grain is formed. You need to associate fiber with the carbohydrate. That's how the C4 grass builds their grains because the photosynthesis, it starts from C4 unit, oxaloacetic acid, whereas your rice and wheat C3 grasses start from pyruvic acid called C3 unit, and this 3 to 4 requires water. And that's how these guys are water guzzlers. You give more water, more grain formation. And this is the trick, this how green revolution experts used and said, hey guys, we are building revolution, green revolution. We can make per acre 30 quintals. And all of you have done till now grow not more than 8 or 10 quintals. So this is premium food. And what you were eating is primitive food, coarse grains, bird feed, animal feed. These are the exact words these experts used. So all of a sudden, the narrative is built because now they have patented these grains. Use of fertilizers, pesticides. Where did this come from? Basically, it is war technology. The left out bomb materials are converted to these so-called fertilizers and pesticides. Now you have high yield grains. Then they said, here we have done magic. We are having food security. Since then, diseases started appearing. Because you have disturbed the homeostasis of the blood, of the human race, all in all, together. So if you eat rice and wheat, this is what happens. I have not come to gluten. That's a separate story. Just rice and wheat, because C3 grasses, they have no quality of controlling release of glucose into your bloodstream. The blood is flooded with glucose. Simple, straightforward, wonderful science. So now your blood is thick. You go to doctor, sir, I have BP. What does he do? He hands over blood thinner. Am I right? You ask him, sir, how long do I take this tablet? Lifelong. So if the simple question is answered, why my blood is thick? He himself is telling it is blood thinner. That means your blood is thick. That means you are disturbing homeostasis of the blood. What can I do to keep the balance of glucose? Regulate the release of glucose. So if you eat 5 idlis in the morning, you are flooding your blood with 50 grams of glucose. How much should be there? 5 grams. Hey, come on, Dr. Khader, you need glucose to be burnt to get the energy. So what's your problem? I have given you 50 grams of glucose. Okay, fair enough. So if I walk now like this for 15 minutes, I use 1 gram of glucose. 12 to 15 minutes. So now I walk 1 hour non-stop. I consume 5 grams of glucose. Now how much I have? 50 grams. And just finish my breakfast. If it is bagels, if it is donuts, and if it is omelets and all, it's beyond 50 grams. Okay, 50 grams I have. Now come to lunch. I have left in between your coffee mugs and all that I am not calculating. Lunch. 2-course meal if you are poor. 5-course meal. And another 50 grams. I have skipped the evening coffee, biscuit, all that. I'm not calculating. Want to dinner. Minimum 3-course meal. Another 50 grams. You have 150 grams now. How many hours should I work? 30 hours? How many hours are there in a day? Hey, don't worry, Khader, we have liver, we have spleen, we have pancreas, we have endocrine system. We will take care of this excess glucose, no problem. We'll convert it into glucose, is going to be converted into cholesterol, triglycerides, rheumatic factor, glycogen, fat. Oh, look at this. People started becoming obese. Poor. Our Sanmanya Shri Pradhana Mantri Modi ji is telling Man Ki Baat, please reduce your weight. India, obesity is now 38%. Actually, we landed in Texas, the airport. Come out. Welcome. Here everything is big. The airport, Texas, huge state. Big. Yeah, then I come out, people are walking like this. Obesity capital of the world. Can you see this? We are celebrating the diseases. Now in India, the competition is Ahmedabad, hey, we are number one in diabetes. Now I go to Calcutta, hey, no, you people, you are not anyway like us. Calcutta, we are number one diabetic patients. Then Hyderabad, you people don't know, we are eating Hyderabadi palau, Kashmiri biryani, opposite. Kashmiri palau and Hyderabad biryani, we are number one. Then I am near Bangalore. Bangalore said, don't worry, Dr. Khader, they are all fighting for second place. Bangalore uses highest amount of insulin in the world as a city. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Simply you stop eating rice, wheat and sugar. Like this. Magical. Your BP, your diabetes, your thyroid will disappear. No, that's not possible. Continue to eat the way you are eating, we'll continue to provide tablets for you. We have already brainwashed you lifelong. Do you see where we are going? It is declared you have no cure for diabetes, no cure for BP, no cure for this, no cure for that. These are all chronic diseases. Who are the experts? Go and try to argue with the doctor. Hey, you do not know. Keep quiet. We are the experts. Just remove rice, wheat, sugar and milk. I can tell you, next 6 months, we can close down more than 70% of the hospitals. All over the world. Come on, doctor, it's not that. We also have to drink coffee and tea after breakfast. Add milk, coffee, sugar. We have managed to deforest all the mountainous areas on this planet. 42% of mountainous areas do not have forests. They have coffee estate, tea estate. Rivers have started disappearing because the roots of the rivers have been disturbed. So each cup of coffee, all the Indians, when we were in India, we were taking cup of coffee after your breakfast. Now you come to America, first day you are graduated with mug of coffee. Everywhere, everyone is holding, including the houses, you have mugs of coffee. You see, the business is running your science. Caffeine, both in coffee and tea. Chocolate, theobromine is another alkaloid. Nicotine, tobacco, drugs, higher end of alkaloids. Now 18% of the planet's agricultural land is occupied by these drug addictive plant agriculture. No problem, no one asks any question. Am I making sense? IPL match, Bangalore won at 11:45. By morning 6 a.m., our government sold 40 crores profit worth of liquor. Wherever there is a dam in India, we have sugar cane, sugar estates. So coffee estate, tea estate, sugar estate. More than trillion liters of milk is sucked by the machines on daily basis all over the planet. Milk. Not even a single of these materials is good for you. So I go to villages for the last 30 years. I've been, don't eat rice, don't drink coffee, don't drink milk, don't touch sugar. What are you doing there? What do we eat then? See, there have been 243 varieties of grains all over the planet, growing everywhere and anywhere. All have been disseminated by this industrial food culture all over the world, so much so that in the remote villages of India, when Dr. Khader goes and tells, that was our food, not this. You can eat pizza, burger, you want us to eat this? This is the response I get. 38% of people are diabetic. Approximately, all these experts keep telling, oh, Asians have more diabetes, but you have more Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, ours, BP, some other things. So, disease is caused by imbalance of these three factors. Hormonal imbalance, glucose imbalance, and because you have increased sugar in your bloodstream, that is glucose, the pathological bacteria in your gut started increasing and the probiotics, that is gut microbiome, has been slipping away from human race guts. Once that started happening, people became irritable because gut-brain axis, it is the gut that controls your brain. Irritability, mental instability, sleeplessness, fear, anxiety. Then all of a sudden psychologists came into it. Oh, you have psychological problems. You're stressed. There is only one stress for human race, that is oxidative stress happening in the mitochondria of each and every organ. There has been no stress at all, actually, for anyone. But it is narrative built. The real stress is that we are burning too much glucose to get carbon dioxide, and if you cannot burn, you are making fat, you are making cholesterol, you are making, oh, you need this medicine, you need this medicine, you need this medicine. 101. After 2 years, 111. Another 201. This is the story. You like it or not, this is what it is. So now you have diseases that cannot be cured, incurable, type 1 diabetes. Actually, we did make arrangements. I could have shown you testimonials. We have thrown away the insulin in a matter of a month, 2 months, 3 months, hundreds. Actually, we'll make arrangements of you can download the information in the videos. We'll try to, in fact, in Tellers and other places we have managed to show the videos. You are understanding what I'm talking about? So just change your what? Is it food? No. It is industrial food. Of course, there is a common name called junk food. I'm not termed that. It is called junk food. But I was looking, where is food? In the junk food word, where is food? The food means that nourishes, that gives you health, that ensures your well-being. And that's what Charaka said long ago. Greens and vegetables, roots and tubers and grains make the complete food that keeps you healthy. Long ago, this great man has classified food based on the fiber content. Greens and vegetables and fruits have nascent fiber. Roots and tubers have immature fiber. Grains, the C4 grass grains have matured fiber called lignols. So the more fiber, the higher quality of fiber harbors diversified microbes. And that's where Basi, Rabdi, Ambali, Khamir, these are the food practices that all over the world people followed and replenished their gut microbes. Now I'm telling the story of gut microbes, but they didn't bother about whether it is gut microbe or this microbe or that microbe, but they were actually harboring 24/7 doctors into their tummies. Am I making sense? So if your gut is not right, and gut is designed by God to have this symbiotic functionality of the trillion times more than the body, our cells. So we have more number of cells in our gut. That is, gut is a very loose term. Gut includes not the stomach, below the stomach. Celiac region it is called, where the nutrients are absorbed. And below the celiac region you have large intestine, rectal, sigmoid curve, all this where your sheet is formed. Then the bowel movements happens, you release the. So, Mala, Mutra, Sweda, Dita. These are the 4 units of how you detox yourself on a daily basis. No, on a minute by minute basis. And without releasing the toxic morbid waste that you generate, health is not complete. But what does the present day nutritionist say? Carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins. This and that. Fiber is gone. No one talks about it. So actually it is very funny for me to say like this, that when we came back in the 87, all of a sudden you find people are taking something, putting in water, the night before they are drinking that. I'm not talking about Americans. I'm talking about Indians who came earlier than us. And I asked, what are you doing? Hey, this is for your bowel movements. They said, don't they move by themselves? No. If you don't take constipation is, that's because you have forgotten your commode. We used to sit like this on the 6 toes, support your buttocks with the, oh my, this is not showing, I'm showing this. This is called malasana. If you just sit for 30 seconds, the anus is open, the bowels move. That 30 seconds, do the job, done. Now you have your toilet history. Your anus is not completely open, not completely closed. So you're constipated, hemorrhoids, fissures, no problem, then we'll have an operation. Huh? For a minute I'll switch to Hindi. Looks fun. ये लोग आके हमारा खाना को भी बर्बाद किया, पायखाना को भी बर्बाद। And we have no shame to follow what these guys are telling us. Here we are, a nation who had written Panchangam saying, when will there be moonlight blocked by earth coming in between, grahanas, calculated to minutes to seconds. And the knowledge of food and food systems have been recorded long ago. And no experts in India said single word. Now we have completely changed and we are thinking the rice and wheat is our food. And Kerala, where till today no one has grown any single grain of wheat, are now eating paratha as much as Punjab. Am I making sense? Actually, I'm talking nonsense. Am I right? Because we have no science to follow. It's all business. The industrialized food culture has taken over. And to suit that, urbanization of human race has been systematically planned in the boardrooms of corporate companies. Urbanization makes you helpless, you depend on everything for the corporates. So, but then urbanization is touted as the development, the progress. Because that's where the economic model is flourishing. So you consume, then economically you're, there's economy running, oh, we have beautiful, health diagnosis is better than Houston, Houston is better than Bangalore, Bangalore. So competition. Is this progress? We have more IVF centers in each and every. You cannot produce a kid properly. Do you think you are developed? We have this autistic, ADHD, physically, mentally retarded kids growing in the percentage. But you should see these parents, it's just heart-wrenching. I see in my clinic every day more than 20 such cases. And we all are saying we are developed, progressed, civilized, all kinds. Simple solution is change your food. have managed to even repair the pancreas and produce the insulin. So we can repair neurons, nephrons, blood cells. Say if I had an accident, my skin bruise will heal in 3 days. That is, the skin cell is replenishing itself. And even if I didn't have an accident, actually my skin cells are getting replaced on a 3-day basis. And my blood cells are getting replaced on a 3-month basis. My bone cells are getting replaced 6 weeks basis. So there is a time period for each and every organ. It is a little different from other organs. So we are actually dying, taking birth on a whole every minute. So we are dying every minute, we are born every minute. Though Dr. Khader was born in 1958, January 15th. I hope I'm right. Okay. I'm going to die certain date. But in between, I'm dying, I'm born. This is the life balance. Now what if I make more cells than what is required? So I had an accident, the skin is repaired, but we have lost that balance of life. It keeps making the same cells again and again and again and again. So in the initial stage we call that keloid. Then if it continues, it becomes skin cancer. Now if it happens in the breast, it is called breast tumor. If it happens in the brain, it is called brain tumor. If it happens in your uterus, oh, no problem, we'll remove the uterus. Then come and we'll have you chemotherapy, radiotherapy and whatnot. If it happens to pancreas, pancreatic cancer. So now we have umpteen number of cancers, almost 25 to 26, kind of each and every organ. But what did we lose here? We lost the control of the balance of death and life. Born. So there is a system in the cell, in the center of the cell called DNA, which should have been controlling these signals, and it has lost its control. That means something is repaired here permanently. You say, this is genetic problem. No cure. So what if I have a means of removing that morbid waste that is disturbing this balance of death and birth? I mean, death and birth means not the physical sense, that everything is happening on a regular basis. We could be getting rid of the cancer. So the signals are to be controlled. The DNA has to be set right. Who can do that? There are certain agents called vitamin D, vitamin B12. These are disappearing fast in the human race because the gut microbes are the ones which make vitamin B12, a complex molecule. I think there are more than 5 to 6 racemic centers. Oh, vitamin B12 is present in salmon. So eat salmon. Vitamin B12 is present in bear's liver. So kill the bears and eat the livers. But the bears are making the vitamin B12 because they have some gut microbes. They make vitamin B12 stored in the liver. The salmon can make. You can also make. If only you have your gut microbes. But your food habits and food in the last 50 years throughout the human race has been killing these probiotics and encouraging the other pathogen bacteria. Hence, everyone is vitamin B12 deficient. Lo and behold, who can build this, replenish this? A grain that has fiber. A material that has fiber. So, leaves, vegetables, roots, and tubers and grains become prebiotics. Are we eating them? Rice and wheat does not have this problem. Story is clear. Is the story clear to you? Of course, excuse me, I'm trying to explain to all the people, common man and everyone together. These are deep scientific knowledge that we have been misled. This is all there is, nothing more. Very simple. So we have come away from the ancestral grains and food habits, and we are deeply stuck in coffee, tea, alcohol, or food. Kesar, Shah Rukh Khan, Chai, I don't remember their names. I just watched for just 15 minutes one of the IPL matches. 20 times this advertisement comes. These are all icon heroes. Advertising what? Gutka. Why am I giving these examples? We have no question to ask. Who are they advertising for? Our younger generation. I have seen many of the parents come to my clinic and say, my kid doesn't listen to me. He is drunkard, he is a drug addict. Who made them? Who is selling this? Why don't we ask this question? So the real food is gone out of the window. So much so that people do not know. When I went to the village and told we need to grow foxtail millet, that is Priyangu in Sanskrit and Koralu in Telugu, Navane in Kannada, Kutki in Hindi. And Hindi land has many more names for these grains, confusing from each other. Nachni, Kangni, Sawa, Hara Sawa. So there have been 248 millets. In fact, India, we actually have got some tribal areas I have visited, spent time. There are 120 grains, seeds have been actually restored in the last 10-15 years. So I spent the last 25 years working with these 5 wonderful grains whose fiber content can be healing. 8% in foxtail millet, 10% in barnyard millet, 9.8% in little millet, 9% in Khader millet, 12.5% in brown top millet. For your kind information, Colorado grows humongous amounts of brown top millet. But the apex scientific body, FDA, writes on them not for human consumption, bird feed. So all over the world, all the scientific organizations follow this strictly. So when I said, I went to the sir, you can eat brown top millet, it is one of the best millets, high quality fiber, and then it harbors wonderful gut microbes that can clean up your whole, from mouth to anus, you are cleaned on a daily basis. What I have told is, hey mad fellow, that is the bird feed, don't you know that? This is the answer I get. That means these experts have been able to coax everyone on this planet to think that these grains are coarse and it is not our food. In reality, that is the only food that humans should have been eating, because it gets back to you on microbial balance, it gets back to you on glucose balance, it gets back to you on hormonal balance. So based on this knowledge, we have been able to heal people left, right, and we managed to get the knowledge in the form of a PDF, and we said there is no copyright, there is no copyleft. Everyone can download. I believe they have arranged a QR code. You can scan and get to these books, all the information loaded. It is there in all languages, Indian language, I mean, of course, English and Hindi included, Marathi, Gujarati, Punjabi, Odisha, Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, all languages there. You can just catch hold of it. And our effort has been to see that a common man in a village can heal his diabetes, can heal his thyroid, can heal his cancer by himself. He doesn't need to go to any place. What all he has to do is catch hold of these 5 grains. And of course, there are 10 grains now we have revived. Foxtail millet, pearl millet, great millet, proso millet, and the desi corn we call, not this American sweet corn. So these 5 grains, in fact, corn is not called millet. Millet means, milli means 1 by 1,000 in French language. So these grains, size approximately is around millimeter size. That's why I said, no, piglet, chicklet, like millet. So it's a generic term. Millet means not one grain. There are 248 distinct, different millets. And technically, the millets that require 45 centimeters rainfall are actually called major millets, like finger millet, ragi, we call in South India. Then great millet, jowar, we call in North India, we call. Then we have proso millet, another larger variety of the millets. And then we have pearl millet, proso millet, finger millet, then great. These 4, and then corn is basically a millet, technically, because it also has the C4 grass, oxaloacetic acid photosynthesis, all that. So, but the size of the grain is bigger than almost centimeter. So it is not grouped under millets, but it is millet for all the purposes. That means when you eat corn, the regular ancient corn, your gut receives glucose in a slow and steady fashion. But of course, if you eat the sweet corn that is genetically modified, we do not know what happens. You are born to get colitis, you are born to get ulcers. All that is a different story. I don't want to go. I am trying to communicate to you the wellness that we can impart to your body and soul. So once your gut is all right, your mind is all right. Once your mind is all right, your soul can rest in peace. Not I'm saying you are not dying. Even before dying, so, yeah. The rest in peace is associated. So when you start sitting, meditating, you can really meditate well if you eat millets. But then if you eat paneer and sugar and you're trying to gather, that's why all these meditators, thoughts will come, but throw them away. That's why they say you meditate hours after hours, because every minute it is coming. When you eat millets and meditate, 15 minutes is enough. Your mind is blank. Very simple. And also there is a problem with all of us. We are trying to separate the spirituality and then the mundane systems. But it doesn't happen that way. We are all together, holistic. So you have to be both spiritual and mundane at the same time. I am not saying this. Krishna Bhagavan said, Yukta aharasya, yukta viharasya, yukta swapnavabhusya. See, if your sleep is right, if your thought is right, if your food is right. Yukta means apt. Then with little practice of yoga, you can eliminate suffering. That is the essence of that sloka. That means prerequisite is your body being healthy. Your body has to be healthy to do yoga. Okay? So it is prerequisite that you define what is this Yukta Ahara. So that means we have not defined what food is till now. What do we have now? Not Yukta Ahara. Visha Yukta Ahara we have. Each acre in Punjab uses approximately 300 kilos of fertilizers. 10% of it is pesticides. This has been going on for the last 40 years. We have contaminated each and every water body on this planet. The soil top layer is gone because there is no one to hold them tightly, because C4 grass is removed. Only C4 grasses can hold the top 4-5 inches of the soil. Assuring you the seepage of water that is raining into the deeper layers. So once the first seeping takes through the grass of this C4 grasses 3 to 4 inches, then the other plant systems come in, their roots take the water deeper and deeper. So the top canopy of the forest then has its roots up to 30, 40, 50 feet down. Then you are making the rivers start appearing from the mountains. This is the natural process of how a river takes place. So now rains come, the water is seeping down deep, deep, deep. It's a mountain. So slow and steadily it releases water even in the summer. Then you have the river that is perennial. Now almost all the rivers in the world have become just 2 to 3 months, 4 months. Our Kaveri, Western Ghats, it's supposed to be wonderfully perennial. All the time it should be flowing. Now we have only 3 or 4 months. Because we have eliminated all this C4 grass, forests are gone. We have tea estates. So each and every cup of coffee that you are drinking is directly responsible for the disappearance of the rivers on this planet. You like it? No, you don't like it. What it entails is tomorrow onwards you should not drink coffee and tea. Come on. Without coffee, my engine doesn't start. Am I making sense? Yeah? Yeah? Is there an environmentalist saying, go drink coffee? We plant trees. They have been there. From time immemorial, we have removed them. So you can plant any amount of trees. The topsoil is not holding. So instead of planting one big tree seed, you need to plant 100 or 200. See, you cannot even grow a forest because the topsoil is not there. So who can bring back the topsoil? If you all start eating millets, now we can grow the millets everywhere and anywhere. Why? Because their range is 10 degrees to 50 degrees. Your wheat, as I told you, is a very finicky crop, only cold areas. That's how the northern hemisphere making in huge amounts and making us believe that it is our food. And I didn't speak about gluten. The celiac reason is havoc is caused once this so-called gluten, a protein that disturbs the epithelial cells. Can you believe the damage that we have done? It's not the physical damage, it is not your health, sickness, but the knowledge systems have disappeared from all over the planet. So we have no escape with this vicious cycle of eating the wrong food, creating the disease, going to the hospitals. Now where did you lose your health? You lost in the kitchen. Where are you searching it? Searching for it? in the hospitals. So you lose something here and you go and search there. Are you getting it? What are you getting? Management, tablets, MRI scan, PET scan, CAT scan, or what?
Excuse me, sir. Modipiyam Mandidan. Modipiyam.
Modipiyam also have got only 0.2 grams of fiber. All varieties of rice have got a top layer of the fiber, which is 0.2 grams only, which doesn't do any good for any one of us. But it may be better than the polished white rice that you are eating. To that extent, I give it to you. So now, what it means is that if you can maintain the balance of glucose, microbes, and hormonal balance, your health will be back. So armed with this hypothesis, I left America, went to India, started growing these grains, and then training farmers to grow, feeding the patients to get rid of their diseases. And we have found enormous success. Enormous success. Thousands and thousands of, by thousands, lakhs of people are getting rid of their tablets. So food that can help you live without medicines is the. So if your food is right, no medicine is needed. And if your food is wrong, no medicine works. Story is over. As simple as that. And we have found enormous amount of success. People reading this PDS, slowly making their changes, have found, because in the last journey of our, in America, in England, and all over India, I have been, maybe I have given more than 6,000 to 8,000 sessions like this. There is no discrimination, village, city, towns, anywhere, tribal areas, everywhere I have gone, and we have been encouraging farmers to get back to grain-fed agriculture, because that is our real food, and irrigated food systems are all screwed up, and the more you are dependent on this, the less food security, because we have already damaged the natural resources. So we need to switch to a food system that can actually replenish the lost soil, replenish the lost rivers, replenish the earth quality itself. In fact, the microbes, the earthworms have all disappeared because you are using fertilizers, pesticides and all. So the root system of these seaboard grasses encourages the natural fertility of the soil coming back into 3 to 4 cycles of growing millets. We have done all these experiments. We have trained thousands and thousands of farmers, and here we have the good luck and opportunity of a person, rural development professor in India, Professor Reddy Garu, Vengi Reddy Garu for Anantapuram. He has done this wonderful job of encouraging 8 single women. He has facilitated 8 acres of barren land under their hold, and they are sowing the seeds, growing the millets, dehusking them, and making different dishes, and they have succeeded in healing more than 300 diabetic patients. They have all got rid of their medicines. And in fact, he's been responsible. We did a small study, 30 people of different ages, women, boys, girls, and men. We tied them up in this 8 acres land and fed them 30 days millet food. Lo and behold, they have lost their BP tablets, they have thrown away their insulin, they have thrown away their thyroid tablets, just in a matter of 30 days. You need to plan. So you guys choose. want to be labeled as thyroid patient for lifelong? You want to give your type 1 diabetes patient kids insulin lifelong? I think you have been very patient. Have almost spoke more than 1.5 hours. So how long can I speak? Another 5-10 minutes? I will wrap up. Madam?
Yes, sure.
Gujarati giving me order. Why am I saying that? They eat jalebi for breakfast. Didn't you think? In fact, you go to any place. Without sweet, there is no food. We Mysore fellows have got actually registered as a global representative. Mysore Paku is ours. Gulab Jamun, Badshah, Dilkush, Pushkush, so many names, but it is nothing but maida and sugar and so-called thickness. You wonder why your kids are acting irritable and all that, because you are feeding them sugar. Just remove that sugar and milk. You don't need to feed them millets. Just remove that sugar and milk. Lo and behold, within 10 days, they will be much, much, much better. Guarantee. Nowadays, everyone is guaranteeing something. We will also guarantee. Health is guaranteed if your food is right. And I believe we have found what that right food is. So I am so glad and happy that if only the human race corrects the course, and it is as simple as you going to your kitchen and soaking the millets for 8 hours. Oh, come on, doctor, 8 hours I should soak. I didn't ask you to soak for 8 hours. Soak the millets for 8 hours. This is mandatory because the fine, wonderful layers of fiber are interlocuted with the grain of the carbohydrate, and unless they get soaked, hydrated with water, you cannot cook them. And that's why many of the people take, oh, Khader said it is good, I go home, buy something, put it in the cooker, push, 3 times. Sir, I am not able to digest, I feel heat, because you do not know how to cook. So soak the grain for 8 hours, cook them on a slow heat, if possible in a mud pot. Because when you cook in a mud pot, you do not get the pressure accumulated in the vessel. Because there are micropores, you are always releasing the pressure. So all your cooking should be in a mud pot. And that's what is happening even today. You go to Puri Jagannath temple, everything is made in mud pots. The simple rule of Egypt is NTP, normal temperature and pressure. So you can increase either pressure or temperature. Do not do both at it. And that is not right physics-wise. Just a small example, you go to Himalayas climbing up, your pressure is decreasing, thus you cannot even catch the oxygen onto your lungs. Of course, both temperature and pressure are decreasing as you go. The same thing happens to your food items, they are also biochemicals. So never cook your dishes in pressure cooker. Oh, I have to throw my pressure cooker. And then all of a sudden you see governments releasing the warnings. Mud pots and arsenic. If you have a one mud pot, whatever arsenic, even if it is there, in fact, each and every grain of rice and wheat has arsenic in your food. No experts No department releasing the warning signs. Why? The non-stick pans that you are using is poison going into your system. No experts are releasing warning signs. See, this is the example of how our food and our food systems and the methods have been relegated to damaging you or your health, which is a scientific myth. The narratives are built by the corporations and the people who work for them. And who control the media? Same ones. Am I making sense? Of course, this part is not science. This is the manipulation of human race. So now you are in danger of eating things, believing that it is very scientific. That is the sad story. And leaving all the scientifically proven wonderful things from time immemorial as primitive, unscientific. And this is where I cannot sleep. Where is this human race going? And that's why the way I started the way I started. The course of the human race is absolutely misguided. And I thought, let me see if I can correct it. I've been doing this for the 30 years. And my wife said, Khader, you're going and hitting your head to the mountain. Do you think you can do this? I said, I'm not going to hit my head to the mountain. I'm going to take one stone at a time and keep it. So, one grain at a time. Let's change the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Khader.
I'm on time?
Yes. He's very much on time. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Everybody liked it. People must be wondering.
I will take 1/4 of yours.
And since everybody liked it, we cannot take too many questions, but the one common question that Dr. Khader sir, everybody wants to know is, how do